The Orville's move to Hulu was the best thing to happen for the show. Season 2 ended in the summer of 2019 at the height of the rather interesting, newly founded Kalon threat. Rumors of the show being cancelled or switching to a streaming service happened almost immediately. While the Orville had built quite a following and had transformed itself into a Star Trek successor of sorts, it lacked the viewership. The final episode brought in less than 3 million viewers total. Thankfully Hulu, same thing, saved the show.
Yes.
Show me more, Father.
More than 3 years would pass between the second season finale and the premiere of the third, with additional changes. Changes I feel made the show much, much better. The most obvious was taking it off network television and onto the now Disney-owned Hulu streaming service. Due to this, we saw an increase in violence, language, and exploration of topics that maybe would have been considered far too much on network television. In my past videos, I've mentioned some of these topics and some fans of the show haven't been too keen on them. I must remind them once again, The Orville is built as a love letter to Star Trek, a show that had no problem diving into difficult discussions quite often.
I am tired of lies.
My entire life has been a lie.
Another big welcome change was the reduction in episode count. The first 2 seasons of The Orville brought 13 episodes each, but the third would drop to 10 total. While the episodes are much longer, with some going to feature film length, this was just a much better use of money. Certain episodes did do the frequented network television use of budget reductions, with an episode shot mostly in LA and another featuring not that much special effects as the crew roams through various experiences in Morality Paradox. This left way to an explosive, feature-length episode of Domino, one that may be the greatest of the season and the best in the entire show. This time in between seasons meant much more time was spent on special effects, and from the get-go, Electric Sheep showed off some impressive set designs in the very first minute. Season 3 would also feature a major change in the writing department, with Star Trek tenured writers Brandon Braga and Andre Bormanis writing a significant amount of episodes. Braga, of course, has had his name tied to Voyager, Enterprise, and Star Trek films Generations and First Contact. Bormanis, a writer for TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise, has a degree in physics, a master's in science and technology. I felt like this season, more than the others, took on a larger Star Trek approach that paid off in ways that the previous seasons maybe didn't. It also meant that the Orville went down a slightly more serious route, with the occasional jokes, rather than what we had seen in season 1.
You've been useful, Soberman. You may go now.
Once again, fans of the show haven't been too keen on this, but season 3 takes me closer to Star Trek of old. Finally, the biggest and best benefit Hulu gave the Orville was just giving it a home.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
Those are words of great power.
The Orville is a good show that eventually graduated to a great one. Like its predecessor Star Trek, it takes a bit time to get used to the cast, the crew, and the writing. The Orville has had its stumbles, its bumps, and its falls. It isn't a perfect show, and even now, still has an occasional issue or two. Regardless, the show has evolved and continued to push the envelope with its ever-developing universe. It deserves to have its time, and I'm glad Hulu gave it another season. Hopefully, not the last. If you'd like to hear me talk more about the Orville, click on this video here, and I'll see you on the next one.